Testing, testing, testing. All righty. So, man, I really hate to have this conversation because I don't like it. But sometimes when folks get to talking crazy, you just got to respond. And it's mainly because this is all lies. You're going to meet some very ill and toxic people when you move abroad. Because, like I say, a lot of times people are running from problems, they're running from issues, they're running from themselves. And some of these folks, man, they just gonna be outright hateful. New place. Keep your circle small, and I promise you, you're gonna have less drama. When you talk about getting on YouTube and start making yourself public, you're gonna be open for all types of attacks. So that comes with the territory. So I have no qualms about that, but it's the lies for me. So this morning I woke up to a slew of messages from everybody. Black folk, white folk, brown folk, Americans, Mexicans, Canadians, everybody was in my inbox. And I normally wouldn't respond to these types of posts, man, but the lies are so blatant. And, many of the people who spoke up for me in this group, the Merida casitas for rent, 10,000 K or less group, that this lady posted in, most of the folk that defended me, they were blocked and thrown out the group. This lady here, Mo Swatek, is known in Merida to be very toxic. She's probably the most hated lady in all of Mexico, and that's not an exaggeration. She gets into it with everyone. She gets into it with everybody from anywhere, everywhere. And I hate to talk about this because at one point she was a friend and she helped us out a lot. And I'm always going to be grateful for that. But 8 months ago, I had to block her because of who she is, her character, her person. For whatever reason, she has a very special disgust of folks that are from the United States. Although she hangs around with U.S. citizens, she makes no qualms about what she thinks about U.S. citizens. She hates Americans. And that's what baffles me because she hangs out with them. But like I say, she'll spend most of her time talking about what she don't like and about Americans. Not only does she hate Americans, she hates white Americans, have a special disgust for Black American women. And when that's thrown in her face from other folks, she always makes the claim that she had a Black fiance. Like I say, whenever that's brought up, I don't buy that nonsense. And she especially hates anyone that supports Trump. And I'm gonna get into that a little bit. She has an independent women's group for Merida that helps single independent women. Many of these women come from abusive relationships. And there have been times where women that were in dire need of help, life or death, she refused to help them because they supported Trump. I'm talking about Trump from back way 6-7 years ago. Trump, she couldn't stand him. And if you are an anti-vaxxer, if you don't believe COVID existed, she would not help you. She had a disdain for people in general. And what makes this odd, I can say this lady needed severe help and she turned her away because of her political beliefs. I don't care what your political affiliations are. If you want to move and you need help and assistance and guidance, I want to help you best I can. But what makes this odd is that this lady is not even from the United States. If I recall, she's of German and Swiss descent. And she's not even American. She's not even from the US, but has a lot to say about folks from the States. And like I say, and she had a lot to say to folks in general who don't agree with her. She's a bully. Many of the women that reached out were sharing horror stories about how she called them all kinds of names, ostracized them, tried to cause division within their family. Um, just evil, pure evil. And I think when this video is up, many of these women will come in these comments and they will tell you about her. And again, this is not me bashing this lady. I took enough from this lady and have ignored this lady. I blocked her 8 months ago, and yet today, out the blue, she decides to make this post, and I'm going to share it with you. Out the blue, for no reason. I'm like, I'm not even bothering you, lady. I'm not even messing with you. And even when we were friends, or I thought we were friends, because she's not a friend. She's no friend of anybody's. She, like one lady said, she is a bully. And her antics have caused many people to seek therapy. This lady is known by therapists because by the time she gets through with them, folks are needing to go get help. And again, this is real. So, and I got a lot more to say, but let's hop into it because, like I say, this lady is vile and the things she does. Now, like I say, it bothers me to say this, and I kept my mouth shut, but I'm doing this now to really warn other women because she is a threat and a danger to your mental health. And I'm going to share her group so that you don't get locked up in it. And again, don't take my word from it. Listen to the women that come in these comments and share their story because they're going to show up. And you put yourself in danger. So let's hop into this thing, man. I'm gonna try and keep this short. I ain't gonna drag this out because I have some more important things to do, man. And like I say, it's just the lies for me. You know what I'm saying? Let me move this thing around a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here. I made a special thing here. All right, I'm gonna try and enlarge this. I want to make sure y'all can see this. All right, and again, I have no qualms with you being competitive, but it's the lies. So she apparently made a post inside of her Casita group. This is a Facebook group where people post cheap houses and apartments up for rent. So she wrote, "Don't pay several thousands USD to a YouTuber just because he is from your ethnicity or social background." Like I told you, it seems like, you know, although I have a lot of Black clients, I also have a lot of white clients. And she seems to have this issue. Why do people, particularly Black people, why do Black people want to hire you? And so she said, there is one guy in particular who charges up to $8,000 for relocation services. I have no packages that cost $8,000. He does not speak much Spanish, has no registered business, neither here nor in the United States, gets on top of his ridiculously high fees, kickbacks on everything. He charges up to $400 US for 4 hours seeing different areas of Merida and another $100 US per house he shows you. Not true. And I'm going to prove that. Again, just lying, putting out misinformation, and it just fake news. You know what I'm saying? That is a total ripoff and absolutely not needed to be able to move here. Even though he seems to be fun on his videos and trying to make you think he can help you thrive in Merida, but he is a scammer and is specialized in helping single African-American ladies. Like I told you earlier, she has a disgust for Black women for whatever reason. My services are not in any way, shape, form, or fashion catered to single African-American ladies. My services are catered to anybody who want to move to Mexico or abroad, whether you're Black, white, brown, green, yellow, Chinese, Asian, doesn't matter. Whether you like Trump, whether you like Biden or Trump, doesn't matter. I do not discriminate against anybody based on race, political affiliations, nothing. And for her to sit here and say I only help Black single women She just lying again, lying. Like I said, she had this special disgust for Black women. So any chance she get to throw a dig or something, she's trying to make it seem like I'm a predator targeting women only. What you're going to learn today is that, like I said earlier, in her independent women's group, this is it right here. I want y'all to make sure you avoid this like the plague. Many of the women, and it used to be in the thousands, you know what I mean? Now she has 259 members. Most of those women got thrown out, kicked out, booted out, or they left the group when it was in its high time because of the constant fighting and the clashing with her. You don't agree with her, she throws you out. Like I said, when you go down here, and this is the rules to join her group, only for women without partners moving to Merida. But when you see here, no Trump fans in our group, you can see that right there. And then she also says no anti-vaxxers, COVID deniers, or Trump fans. So she goes out of her way, and she doesn't hide it. She's very forthright about the fact that she hates anybody with these affiliations. There's no room for discussion. She will not help you, even if you are literally in dire straits, possibly on your deathbed. She won't spit on you if you're on fire. That's how much she hates it. You know what I mean? So be aware. Like I say, I've gotten so many messages from women who were like, oh my God, Cortez, this lady is in here talking about, this lady did this to me, lady did this to me. A friend of mine, and if you go against anything she say, she will throw you out. She will ostracize you. She'll tell you not to be friends with this person. And if you're friends with that person, she'll unfriend you, block you, throw you out because you're friends with somebody she doesn't like. I mean, you can believe that because, again, if you are a Trump supporter, she has complete disgust for you and will not even think about you or consider you, regardless of the violent situation you might be in. That's how much she hates you. She is not a friend. And these women will tell you that this lady, now, she starts off great. She helps you, and she helped us. And again, that's why it's so difficult for me to do this and have this conversation. But like one lady say, a narcissist, that's one of their traits. They love bomb you. They come in with all this love and compassion, and then all of a sudden when they turn on you, it becomes nasty. They become vile. They will try and destroy you. So again, I'm trying not to go there, but the lady is taking me there. But anyhow, so I want to address some of these things because I had a lot of folks defend me, but she threw them out the group after after they defended me. You know, one lady come back and say, hey, I use Move Abroad and Thrive, more than happy with the service. And she called out, first off, you're lying. He doesn't specialize in helping African-American single mothers, and I'm married with children. He was polite, prompt, sociable, and overall a giant help. He did not charge $8,000 for basic Move Abroad services. He is not hustling. He is not scamming. He is doing a good damn job, and I think it's pissing people off. And so somebody say, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the reference is to Move Abroad and Thrive. But like I say, she tried to make it clear without saying my name, but she knew that folk would know who she's talking about. Somebody said, I heard similar comments about his business practices. What did you hear, sir? What about these business practices? Because everything she just told you was a lie. And so this comment here, the thriving does not work too well if you have to get a GoFundMe going to pay for a $3,000 surgery. See, I like it when people try and shame you based on your past. But this is where being honest about your situation actually works in your favor. And the $3,000 that she's talking about was a surgery that, an emergency surgery that Haley had. And again, she's lying here because there was no GoFundMe account set up for Haley's surgery. It was a GoFundMe set up for my emergency surgery that cost well over $20,000. Now, here's the thing. That was about 3 years ago. And I think I've been very transparent about my financial situation. So she's trying to shame me by saying, how can somebody help you thrive and he can't even thrive? The thriving does not work too well if you have to get a GoFundMe account to pay for a $3,000 surgery. I've been honest about my finances. The Cartez Ross from 3 and 4 years ago, financially, I was at a bad place. I was at a low point financially. That's the reason I moved here. Remember, I make no qualms about that. I didn't have to hide that. But she's trying to shame me with this nonsense, with this rhetoric, by trying to make it seem like this is the present. I've been transparent with y'all. I've been open with y'all. That is the whole reason why I moved here. You know what I mean? The whole reason why I moved here was because I needed to get my finances in order. You know what I'm saying? That's no secret. That's no mystery. And people like this will try and shame you because of your past. There's no merit there to even bring that up. You know what I mean? From 3 years ago, really? That's what you're doing, Mo. That's where you got to go. And if I recall, you were broke yourself. You were struggling to get by. That's why you were stuck in these cheap places, because that was all you could afford. I think you forgot the fact that you told me you were waiting on your pension to kick in. You were in no better position, but yet you have this independent women's group trying to help independent women move here or get away from their abusive situation. You know what I mean? You don't have to be rich or wealthy to help people. You know what I mean? I'm dumbfounded why you want to play this. Why you want to play this game? You know what I mean? So another lady says, I'm just hiding the name of the individuals because I don't have permission, but I'm definitely showing. This is Mo. This is Mo right here. This is Mo. That's her right there. Mo Swate. Sir, this lady is just lying through her teeth. I just used the services and nothing she said here is true. Now this was early in the morning. There've been a ton more comments thrown on there. Like I say, she deleted most of the folks that were supporting me. So somebody called her out. You seem to be very upset about it. Did you research this guy? There's so many things to be concerned about. You're going a little overboard. And so this is what I like right here. Yes, I'm very upset. I know him very well and even helped him and his family. I'm upset for making a disabled friend of mine think that she needs to pay $8,000 to be able to move to Merida. And she is not the only person I know and totally overpaid. When calling him out about it, his response was, they can't afford it. More lies. I've never charged anybody $8,000. Now, I know exactly this disabled lady that she's talking about, and I'm kind of disappointed that she hasn't spoken up, because Mo has been running around telling this lie for a long time, well over a year or two. And I charged the lady $4,700. And like she said, the lady was disabled. So for that $4,700, this was a custom package. I dedicated, I think it was 12 or 14 days specifically to this lady, where I blocked out my calendar and I was practically a chauffeur and a personal assistant to this lady. Picked her up from the airport, brought her here, helped her find houses, picked her up every day to go look for a home to accommodate her. In addition to that, part of the service package included me, because she needed a lot of rehabilitation, a lot of doctors, a lot of help. And part of the service included me finding physicians based on the type of physicians and doctors that she needed. I find these physicians, we go interview these physicians to see which ones she wanted to work with for each specialty. And then she'll pick that one and then set up an appointment. And then I took her to her appointments after she did that. So we did that a lot of times. We were looking for an aquatic facility. for her physical therapy, was looking for physical therapists. Again, you don't pick the first doctor you talk to. You look for multiple doctors, and then you go interview them to see which one you want. So for 14 days, 12 or 14 days, that's what we did. Went to doctor's appointments, went to physical therapists, went to looking for aquatic facilities, looking for a home, spent a week shopping, looking for furniture. The house she rented was unfurnished. So we were out every day buying furniture at the various furniture stores and going to the markets and buying food and having handymen come in and add stuff to the house that she needed, like some air conditionings and whatnot. So this wasn't the typical package. I was hers exclusively. Anytime she needed anything, anytime she needed to call me, anytime during the night or day, I was at her service. I went to go pick her up 12 days straight. Nobody else I worked with. It was 100% her. Now, $4,700 ain't a lot of money. And if I charged her $8,000, it still would be worth it. My prices are my prices. I don't know why it's Mo Swatek's business to be all up in my business. Now, here's what happened. Here's what Mo has a problem with anybody who spends more than $500 US for a house. So if you get a rental that costs $1,000, she just thinks it's absurd, thinks something wrong with you, think you're crazy, and don't think that you should be paying that much just because you're in Mexico. She has a problem with that. Thus, the reason she has this group that she administrates is because anything outside of that is absurd. And her thing, it's almost like her sole purpose in life is to get you out of your nice house or out of your posh neighborhood, is what the word she likes to use, your posh neighborhood in the north. Her goal is to get you out and get you to live. Who is she to tell folk where to live? And so when she found out that this lady had this beautiful home, and this lady made great money, and this is not an issue about somebody having it. When I talk to folks, I ask them, how much are you trying to pay for rent? What range are you trying to stay in? They give me the numbers. I went by her numbers that she gave me. Many times people say, hey, I want to spend $1,500. I'm like, you don't need to spend that much. We can get we can probably find what you like for about $800 to $1,000. It generally would the route I generally go. And when they see what they can get for $800 to $1,000, most of the time they're very satisfied. Because Mo is this bully, it takes a lot of work. I mean, even in the nice homes I was looking for, she would send me hundreds of homes to possibly move myself into, and I didn't like them. I didn't like those houses. But she would try and bully you and bully you and bully you and try and force you to get what she think you should be in. So this lady moved into this beautiful home, and she taught this lady out of that beautiful house in Sitsia and had her move out in Calcale. And the house, one of the things the lady wanted was a swimming pool in her house so she can do her physical therapy. So because we had to find a physical therapist who would come to the house and do her water therapy. So we found a lady that did that. And so Mo in this lady's ear, because like I said, she has this ability to get in your head and try and convince you that you crazy and that there's something wrong with you if you don't do it her way. Convince this lady who paid all these deposits to move into this house, convince this lady to get out of that house and go find some old dump down there in Calcale without a pool and put in. Now her excuse is, well, Cortez, you got her in a house with stairs. Well, again, when we found the house, because she initially told me she wanted a house with no stairs, but she later on came back and said, Cortez, the stairs is okay. I don't mind because it'll help me get my strength back in my legs. It'll help me walk. It'll help me do what I need to do. And that's exactly, so when we found the house, she fell in love with the house. That's what she wanted. And again, stress. I said, are you sure you want this house with these stairs? She was adamant about staying in the house. But again, Mo came along, get in her head, make her think that she's crazy, tell everybody, oh, he got this lady who can't walk out with some stairs. The lady, again, was insistent on getting her mobility back in her legs and was insistent on having a house. But again, this is what Mo does. She has to be in control. So when she says that she doesn't tell you the whole story about this so-called $8,000, because even $8,000 would be worth what you got. Remember, these folks are coming from foreign countries, starting over in a brand new country. And some folks just don't want to deal with everything that's required to kind of figure things out. People who got money, they just like, hey, you know what? I just rather pay you to help me do this, help me do that. And if you don't got the money, that's fine too. Because again, we have all the content online that show you exactly what to do and how to do it yourself. You don't need my help. You really don't. You can do all of this, a lot of this stuff on your own. But my fees are my fees, and my fees are such where it's worthwhile for me to get up and go do it. I think I made that clear in all of my videos. You know what I mean? So her sitting here talking about we took advantage of somebody. No, you took that lady out of a beautiful home that she wanted, really wanted, and put her in a dump in an area that's kind of further away from where she was. And this is what you're doing now. It's absurd. So, you know, again, some people here still defending. There's been a lot more, like I said, this was in the morning, been a whole lot more comments posted. You know, people been sending me screenshots and stuff like that. Just being supportive, because it's foul what this lady is doing. I've enjoyed your channel. This gentleman helped people out a lot, blah, blah, blah. And so here she go. And she left. She said, oh, and because you choose this route, I can no longer be a part of this group. Thank you. I really appreciate your support. And she goes on to say, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. No registered business, no paying taxes. I'm not saying he should not make videos. I'm saying not paying him. He does not even speak Spanish. Why would anyone pay someone who does not even speak the local language? Why would you trust someone who tells others how to thrive? Where's that at? I'm gonna pick back up right here. Tell others how to thrive, but can barely afford his rent. Why would you pay 400 USD for 4 hours driving through Merida and an extra $100 extra per house viewing during those 4 hours? Now, again, let me pull this up. She talking about I'm trying to pull up the tour here. All right, bear with me. I'm sorry. So this is my tour page. So we offer a 4-hour service, and where you can pick a 2-hour neighborhood tour, $225. That's just what I charge. If I'm gonna get out and ride you around for 2 hours, that's what we charge. Most of the time, it ends up being 3 hours because I don't be so strict on the time. Very generous with my time. And I also have a 4-hour package, and that includes seeing up to 3 homes. I'm not charging an extra $100 per house, as she says in the link. No, you get in 2 full more hours for 4 hours, and you get the option to see three homes. Sometimes people are like, hey, I want to see what a house look like for $800 to $1,000 a month rent, and I want to see 3 of them so I can get an idea of what I'm getting. And so, but as you can see, it's not no $400 and then you pay an extra $100 per house. Again, lies. Also, the relocation assistance, she claims I'm charging $8,000. So again, I don't even have a package that high. My package this is my VIP package. Let me roll up. Platinum VIP services with Cortez, $1,795. That's what I charge. I don't have no $8,000 package. I don't have no $6,000 package. I don't have no $5,000 package. And again, it's the lies that she's spinning to make her narrative stick. It's the lies. And again, $17.95, that's cheap for a family that's moving here from abroad, starting all over in Mexico. I like I said, there's a lot that we offer. We take you around, pick you up from your hotel, look at properties. We attend the signing with you. And again, other people charge $500 for that. You're more than welcome to go to the $500 guy. No qualms. So again, I'm trying to understand why this lady, Mo Swatek, has this issue. Nobody is making people buy. I create the value because of the content that I share, I put out there. And some people are just very happy to pay it. They're very supportive and they say, hey, I want to pay this guy. He's been very helpful. I've been watching the video for a couple of years. I want to show my support. And I know what I'm getting when I deal with him. And again, so we're not just showing houses. We're taking folks out. Oftentimes people will rent a house that's unfurnished, and we'll take them out for a day or two of shopping so they can go look for furniture for their house. And then once you get in, you need food, you need groceries. Other people who offer these relocation services, they just show you homes and get you into the place, and then you're on your own. But we're taking you out, shopping, buying furniture, helping you get your phone, your phone service is set up. Make sure your internet is on in case the place that you're in doesn't have internet services. Get your phones activated. Like I say, but the big thing is, this is a lot of the stuff people don't consider. When people get here, a lot of folks don't know anybody. And during the 30 days after you move here, we offer 30-day support. I factored that into my $1,795. That's rolled into my $1,795. I know you're going to bother me for the next 30 days because it happens. That's what happens when you do this. You know people are going to bother you once they first move in. It's going to be about a month where they're going to keep sending you phone calls, sending text messages and making phone calls. Hey, can you help me with this? Where can I get that? Do you know where this is? Oh, my phone stopped working. I need to go get it. And I go pick them up. Emergencies. I take you to the hospital if you get sick. It happens more often than you think because people don't want to go to the doctor by themselves, or the first time they go to the pharmacy doc, they want somebody to go with them. If you're sick, we come pick you up. That's all rolled into the $1,795, the high ticket price that they're talking about. So the $1,795 is not expensive. In fact, the price is low. Folks have suggested I jack the price up 3 times and it would still be a fair price. You know what I mean? My goal here, this is a transition service to make it smooth for you. People lose their phone. You call, you send me a message, you track me down the line. I go pick you up and we go find your phone. I don't charge you for that. You know what I'm saying? I had a lady, water heater, she couldn't figure out how to work. It stopped working. Going over there, turn it on for her, help us get it figured out. All sorts of things pop up that you are unaware of. Some lady had her ATM cards, all her debit cards sucked up in the machine, and it was going to take a week for her money to get here. She needs money. I give her a few $100s. I say, hey, I'm gonna loan you. Here's $500. Make sure you pay me when you get your cards back. It's the little things. That's worth $1,795, peace of mind. I don't have to give you no $500. You're grown. But because you're a client of mine, I look out for you. That's what I do. And so now I'm getting crucified by this crazy lady because she got problems. So let me jump back to my presentation at hand. Where was I? Let's get back there. So that is, let me open that back. So, and so again, somebody call out on it. You seem very upset about it. Did you research this guy? And again, she says, I know him very well, helped his family. I'm upset for him making a disabled friend think that you need an $8,000. Again, the numbers are a lot. $4,700 is what we charged her. And what she got out of that for them $4,700 you stole from her by getting in her head and making her believe that she was overpaying for the place that she wanted, that was convenient for her, had the pool, the therapy that she needed, and everything. Had full-time help. We found this lady, a housekeeper who stayed in her house 6 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week, I believe. The uniqueness about this situation is this particular lady had a car. So she didn't need to pay Uber fees to go anywhere. This lady took her. And the lady handled a lot of business for her. The lady took her to her doctor's appointments and took her to her therapy appointments. And then when it was time to do therapy at the house, the lady who lived with her, the assistant, hey, it's time to do your exercises from therapy today, and worked it out with her. Mo got rid of the lady, told her she was paying too much. Ridiculous. You know what I mean? So now the lady's sitting up there in Caucale don't have that help anymore. Further out, don't have no transportation, got to pay extra money because of where she's at, Uber. And so this is the nonsense. I can say, this lady get in your head. So been getting messages throughout the day. Cortez, excuse my language, but that BITC is toxic. All of a sudden, she is popping up again. Just heard how she is suing. That's what she meant to say, not doing, but suing some poor woman. She goes through cycles, cleans out, and starts with fresh meat again when new unsuspecting women move here. Again, this is from a woman that used to be in her group. There were hundreds of women in her group. They all got thrown out, banned, blocked, kicked out, or they left. You know what I mean? Probably goes off her meds. Problem for her is her reputation is preceding her, and people are seeing her for the narcissistic hag she is. And this lady says, I had never been treated that way. I deleted a part of it because I didn't want it to be any identifying information for this lady to come after her. I had never been treated that way. I actually got some counseling. It was so hard. The funny part was this counselor had heard of her from other patients. She's a notorious bully. You know, someone says she is freaking mean and crazy. I think she preys on people. She stuck one of my friends in a horrible area and living situation. This is what this lady does. She literally tries and finds the cheapest thing possible because she thinks that's what you're supposed to pay. Don't think you should be paying more than $200 a month or $300 a month or $400 a month. Doesn't think, like I say, if you spend $800 a month, oh my, you're crazy. My friend don't speak out against her because I think a lot of people she helps are intimidated by her. And she posts, and again, same thing, and she posts that if you support the orange man, she will block you and never help you. That is her prerogative, but she isn't even from the USA, not her country even. I just don't get it. This is what other women are saying about this lady. This lady will destroy you. Like I say, I'm very grateful for the help, but I finally had to back away because during the time she was helping us, she was always in our ear talking crazy. No matter, every time I met up with her at the restaurant, why do those black women do this? Why do those black women do that? Why do they do this? And they're not very friendly. They're loud. They're always running her mouth. Why do black people do that? Non-stop. And then if it's not black folk, then she's talking about why Americans in general, why folk from the United States, why they do this, why they do that, why they do this. And like I say, and then you start talking about those that support the Trump side. Oh, she goes way off the rails. And so then it's like, and she just hates men. Hates them with a passion. You know what I mean? So again, I'm just warning you. Watch out for this group. Independent women moving to Merida. Like I said, a lot of these women are running from abusive relationships, and they're dealing with a very vulnerable moment in their life. And this lady is almost like the abuser. it's almost like she preys on these women and try and control them and manipulate them. And when she can't control them and they don't do what she say, she flips out on them. I was shocked today to learn that many of the women in her circle, just from a year ago, that she was close with, I mean, tight, she cut them off. I was blown away that she just dished them like that because they did not agree or would not do what she commanded them to do or what she wanted them to do. And so she's running around here concerned about my business. You know, as one lady said, yeah, she got like 8 or 10, 12 dogs living in her house, a 1-bedroom house. At least, I don't know if she moved out of that house, but when I was at the house, there's like 10 dogs, and she had some kind of cookout. And, you know, she was hosting food and cooking food and all of that. Dogs running in the water, jumping in the pool, and then they run through the house and run through the kitchen, barking and jumping all up on everything, pooping on people's stuff and peeing on people's stuff. You know, you put your stuff down on the ground because you're at the pool, dog just pooping on the stuff and peeing on the stuff. You know what I mean? And somebody might need to go check them dogs out to make sure it's okay over there, because I just can't imagine having a 1-bedroom house and you got 12 dogs. I'm concerned, are the dogs okay? You know what I mean? So while she's worried about whether or not I should be checked out or looked into, you know, that's a person that needs to be monitored and watched. And again, I hate to say these things, but one thing I ain't gonna let you do is just sit up there and lie about me and just make up false tales, none of which are true, and just think you're gonna get away with it and say what you want to say without. And then what's even shocking is people in the group that you posted this nonsense in are there defending me, calling you out on the lies, and then you want to delete them. Once again, that control, want to be in control, want to be in charge, want to manipulate folks. But folks are finding out who you are. And if y'all have a story or some experience, particularly if you're a woman that was in this group at some point, share your story, because women need to be warned about this. And again, I hate to do this, I hate to go here like that, but lady dangerous. I had to block her for my own mental health. And it's sad. It's sad, Mo. But you know what? I don't know what happened to you as a child. And even though I'm upset by what you said about me, you know, I forgive you. The Bible commands me to forgive you. The Bible commands me to love you. And I love you, Mo. Maybe you weren't told you was loved enough as a child or even as an adult. But I still love you, but I still got to keep my distance. I love you, Mo. I forgive you. I have no hard feelings. I wish you well. And tonight I'm going to pray for you. I know you antichrist. I know that you don't believe, but I'm still going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for your soul. And I wish you well. And I wish you the best. And I'm sorry it came to this, but I wasn't going to allow you to slander me and make up these lies and these stories. And I know you're going to have a response because, hey, it's you. But I don't have much more to say on this. Good luck. God bless you.
Got her eyes. But you forgot to say who hurt you. No, but maybe you weren't loved enough as a child. No. What that? Are those comments?
No, wait, what happened? Because you don't ever respond to people.
You always let people say what they want to say.
She lied.
You don't ever respond. You don't ever say anything. People hate, they hate. But this is the only time I ever see you drag somebody like that. God, you got her.